Insights for the 1 Degree Outside Weather Network meteorologist Danielle Noyes here. This is what we're going to cover in this video. It's a hot midweek, but we do turn less humid for Wednesday and Thursday especially. There'll be some smoke from Canadian wildfires, particularly in the upper levels of the atmosphere, giving kind of that hazy appearance to the sky at times. We'll break down the rip current risk, which is elevated in portions of New England and a bit unsettled this weekend. I'll give you a look at why coming up. The wildfire smoke is originating out of central Canada. And over the course of Tuesday, it's high and thin enough. But during the day on Wednesday, there is another cluster that comes out of upstate New York, and it may be a little bit thicker across southwestern New England, particularly during the late afternoon and evening. We don't anticipate this to mix down to the surface. That said, you may see or smell it in southwest Connecticut later in the day. So we'll keep you posted on that. Just don't want you to be caught off guard. An isolated early morning thunderstorm Wednesday, cold front still sliding south. So there may be a stray shower or storm on Wednesday, but overall there is drier air that's coming in behind this front. So the hottest readings will be across southern New England, where we're still up into the 90s. Northern New England will be a cooler, relatively speaking. And then there is another disturbance that comes in during the day on Thursday. So it's hot again. There's not a ton of moisture to work with. The dew point's still going to be relatively low, but a round of scattered thunderstorms are likely to develop with some upper level energy on Thursday. And we'll give you a zoomed in look in a second. Friday looks like a beautiful day. High pressures in control, sunshine, low humidity, pleasant temperatures for July to end the week. And then on Saturday, that high slides off the coast. Next disturbance comes in. So there are some decent signs that we get a round of showers, downpours, embedded thunder possible, arriving Saturday during the morning through afternoon, and then pushing offshore Saturday night into early Sunday. Then the cold front will sweep through on Sunday, so there may be a pop-up shower storm. So that's what I mean by unsettled. Saturday looks like the wetter of the 2 weekend days, though it shouldn't be raining the whole day, and we'll keep you posted on the timing of that. All right, let's zoom in for our Wednesday. Again, some storms coming out of northern New England will sink southward, so there may be one or two still around early Wednesday morning in a weakened form. And then during the day on Wednesday, there's likely to be almost a thin band of some weakening showers that come in from north to south. So I can't rule out a stray one or an isolated thunderstorm, but a lot of us will be dry. Temperatures still up around or just over 90 in southern New England, 75 to 80 in the North Country with a passing shower or stray storm. And then the skies do clear out from north to south. So it's pretty pleasant for Wednesday overnight. You can give the AC a little bit of a break if you want. Thursday, sun and clouds, hot again near 90 in southern New England, and a line of thunderstorms coming out of eastern Canada again will come into northern New England during the early to mid-afternoon. Scattered strong to severe storms will be possible with this one. Downpours, lightning, brief gusty wind, the biggest threats. It should weaken as it pushes into central New England, but there may still be a few nasty storms in there kind of firing up along the leading edge of this Thursday late afternoon and evening. And as it continues to sink south, it weakens even more. So I can't rule out a rumble of thunder late in the day, particularly by Thursday evening in the southern half of New England. But again, a weakened form at that point. The strongest storms should be focused in northern New England on Thursday afternoon. Then the skies clear out again. So best thing to use on our app is the interactive radar. You can zoom into your exact location. Of course, you can pinpoint it, get the hourly, the 14-day forecast, but the interactive radar tab is awesome. In past plus future mode, you can see where things are and where they're going to be going. Make sure your location and alerts are turned on in case any warnings pop up. High temperatures for Wednesday going over 90 again in much of the southern half of New England, 80s to the north. The wind does shift out of the northwest, which is typically a drier wind direction. So it's a nice breeze, and the dew points will be in the 50s to lower 60s. The one exception is the immediate south coast, because the cold front isn't totally through us yet. So we're still hanging on to a little bit of humidity. Wednesday night, 50s in the North Country, most of us in the 60s to lower 70s, so not as warm as the past couple of nights. High temperatures on Thursday should still be up around 90 in central southern New England, like Manchester, Keene, Merrimack Valley, lower Connecticut River Valley. Boston may even have a shot at 90 degrees. There's a west-southwest breeze, 10 to 20 miles per hour. 70s in the Crown of Maine, 80s for most of the rest of us with the scattered showers and thunderstorms Thursday afternoon. Then we get this kind of reinforcing shot of cooler, fresher air, upper 40s. In fact, in the far North Country, most of us 50s and 60s for overnight lows. And then highs on Friday, much more seasonable, typical for July here, with highs topping out in the 70s north, 80s south. Saturday, the wind starts to pick up again out of the south ahead of that next disturbance. So we do climb 80 to 85 in most spots, but there will be a risk of showers and thunderstorms in play. Rip current risk on Wednesday, as opposed to last week where it was generally in the eastern Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Seacoast, southern Maine beaches. This time around, it's Long Island back over to the south coast of Rhode Island and the south coast of the Vineyard in Nantucket. We've got an elevated risk of rip currents, moderate to high. So just keep that in the back of your mind with the heat, with the humidity in place along the south coast. Beachgoers, use caution as you're entering the water. That's because the seas are still elevated like 3 to 5 feet off the south coast. 10-footers are near that offshore during the day on Wednesday, then much lower on Thursday as the wind shifts around, about 4 to 5 foot seas well offshore, but near shore it's like 1 to 2 feet. So for our marine community and for those that are heading out on the boat, Friday, quiet day, looks fantastic on the water. 1 to 2 foot seas pretty much across the board. Even during the day on Saturday, very quiet. By the time we get to late Saturday into Sunday with the wind shifting around just a bit, we're going to build the seas offshore from the Great South Channel back up to Browns Bank and offshore of Nova Scotia, like 5 to 6 foot seas again. If you love beach boating, marine forecasts, we've got all the details. We update the discussion twice a week. That's included in our 1 Degree Outside enthusiast membership. It's there for golfers as well, so check it out. 4 membership levels to choose from to help support our independent mission. Fuel the Forecast is the lowest level, and it's just $2 a month. We are so appreciative of your support. Membership.onedegreeoutside.com for the details. Thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this 1 Degree Outside video.
Get exclusive content, support the mission at membership.onedegreeoutside.com. And don't forget, free and 5 stars on the App Store and Google Play. Search the #1 Degree Outside weather.